Hello students, welcome to graphing trigonometric functions. Today we are going to take care of secant and cosecant graphs. We are going to take care of the parent functions, and in the next part of another video we'll do the transformed secant and cosecant graphs. So we'll start with this. I would actually ask you as an introduction for graphing, please watch my sine and cosine graphs first and then come to this. So you'll have some basic idea of graphing, but I'll still go over certain basics. So we are coming to first cosecant. Cosecant is a reciprocal of sine, right? It's a reciprocal of sine. So keep that in mind. When you say reciprocal, something is in the denominator, okay, which actually plays a different ball game here, because we have to see that this function should not be undefined, or in other words, we should find the angles where the sine is undefined, because when you have a zero in the denominator, the function becomes undefined, right? So which means we should find an angle for sine where the sine of that angle is a zero. Okay, so that's the point here. So we'll quickly draw a t-chart for angles, and for sure first sine and then we'll go to cosecant, because cosecant derives from sine. It's a reciprocal function of sine. So for 0 degree angle, sine would be a 0. But when the 0 goes into the denominator, the cosecant becomes undefined, right? And if we have 90 degree angle here, 90 degree, then we'll have sine as a positive 1. So which is okay for cosecant. So it will be 1 divided by 1, and so on and so forth. So for 180 degrees, this will be a 0, and hence again it is undefined. You see that? So it will go, it will be shifting between undefined and 1 or negative 1. See, for 270, sine value is negative 1, and hence cosecant is also negative 1. And 360, it comes back similar to 0. It completes a full cycle. And sine of 360 is 0, and hence this will become undefined again. So if we actually put this into the graph, and this being the center line, remember we are talking about center line, not the axis line, because as you transform this function, the center line will change. It will be different from the axis line. For now, it will be like this will be the x-axis, but I'm going to just call it a center line. And you can draw a vertical line, but that is not needed for the transform functions. I'll show you why later. So from here, this is the first starting point, because it's the parent function. The starting point is usually at the origin for cosecant. For secant, it will be different. I'm sorry, this is only for sine though, my bad, because cosecant is reciprocal of sine. But we have to actually put our increments together. So we would divide the 360, because 360 is the full cycle for cosecant also, similar to sine. So 360 divided by 4, so each increment will be 90 degrees. So we'll just draw 4 increments. This is 90, this is 180, 270, and 360. Okay, but we also know that at 0 there will be an asymptote, because cosecant will never touch 0. Cosecant will never touch the 180 line also. So that's why we have an asymptote running through this, and even at 360. Right? So I'll extend this. Okay, so that's how it goes. So normally I will draw the sine curve as a dotted. I'm just doing sine t first, just to show you that this was sine t. Did I do it right? No, I did not. Oh God. Okay, 1 second. Okay. So this is how it is. Okay, that was the original sine function, but cosecant will not go along with that because it's a reciprocal function and it has undefined. That means you have asymptotes at regular intervals. So the actual cosecant line would be this way, because it's not going to touch these asymptotes here. It's not going to touch. I kind of touched it over there, but here it would be from here to, okay, so that's how it goes. So cosecant's range is definitely either less than 1 or greater than 1. Okay, 1 and -1 included. So that's a range for cosecant, but domain is definitely not all real numbers, because at every regular interval you'll have asymptotes. So there are several points on the x-axis where the domain will not be defined. Okay, so keep that in mind. And this is it. This is the graph for cosecant. So this is how you build the graph. And one full cycle, remember, one full cycle will be 2 pi. Okay, so I wrote these as degrees. Normally these are written as radians. Okay, 180 is pi, this is 3 pi over 2, and 360 is 2 pi. Okay, so now let's move on to the secant. Secant also the same kind of situation. It's better you first draw the table for t and for angle, and then cosine of it and secant of it. Okay, so secant is 1 over cosine. Keep that in mind. Now, if it is 0 degrees, cosine is 1, so we are good. Secant is also 1. But 90 degrees, cosine will be 0, and hence this will be undefined. Okay, and 180, it's a -1, so secant is also a -1. But for 270 again, it becomes a 0, which means this is undefined, right? 360, it comes back, so it is 1, and hence this is also 1. Okay, so this is how the table goes. And so if we have to draw this, the center line again is 0. By the way, I forgot to mention, you're going +1 to come here and -1 to come to this line. Okay, so that's the amplitude. Likewise, here also, the maximum value that cosine can go through is 1. The minimum value is -1, but we are going to draw the secant, the reciprocal of it. So the starting point will be at 0, as we just saw. This will be our 0. And then we'll place the tick marks at regular intervals. This is a little off. So this will be maybe here and here. So 4 points. This is going to be a little too small. Maybe I can spread it out. Just be patient with me, people. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now this is the starting point of the graph for one full cycle. So that's the starting. So it is valid here. So I'm going to draw the solid line here, just so to tell you that this is the, it will start over here. I'll show it in a bit. But 90 degrees, there is an asymptote. So you're first drawing the asymptotes. It will be helpful to draw the asymptotes. So this is 90. At 180 we are fine, but 270 again, there will be an asymptote. And then at 360, it'll be fine. 360 is good. Okay, so this is, normally the cosine graph should have been this way, right? That is the cosine graph. Now I'm going to take green. We're going to draw the actual secant graph. So it's going to be this way, and it's going to have a full half parabola kind of thing here, and then over here, it'll be fine. My curves are really not impressive, sorry about that, but this is how it goes. So this is the secant graph. The amplitude is 1 here, and again the full cycle time period or full cycle is 2 pi. So you have to divide it into 4 different increments and so on and so forth. So everything else is the same as we have dealt with, similar things to deal with for every graph. Now, in the next video, I'm going to talk about transformations of secant and cosecant graphs. So the other thing to just keep in mind that secant or cosecant, so for cosecant, for example, the vertical asymptotes are wherever the sine t is 0, just a quick reminder, and here wherever the cosine is 0. All right, so that's it for secant and cosecant parent graphs. I'm going to make a separate video to deal with transform functions for secant and cosecant. Stay tuned and please visit the next video. Okay, thank you for watching.